Captain Jack Nelson stood tall as the massive doors of the Galactic Council chamber opened before him. He took a deep breath and glanced at Lieutenant Samantha Wright, who gave him a reassuring nod. This was humanity's big moment, their first official presentation to the Council as potential members. "Ready for this?" Jack whispered. "As ready as I'll ever be," Sam replied, adjusting her uniform one last time. The chamber was unlike anything they had ever seen. 300 different alien species filled the circular room, their bodies ranging from gaseous clouds contained in floating orbs to massive insectoid creatures with clicking mandibles. At the center stood Ambassador Elaine Murphy, Earth's diplomatic representative, already engaged in formal greetings with the Council's High Chancellor. And now, the Chancellor announced, his translator device converting his musical tones to English, "We invite our guests from Earth to present their civilization for consideration of membership." Jack stepped forward with Sam and the small human delegation. The presentation began with Earth's history, culture, and technological achievements. All seemed to go well until they reached the military portion of the briefing. "While we come in peace," Jack explained, activating the holographic display, "Earth maintains defensive capabilities to protect our people." The display showed footage of Earth's most advanced warships, railgun technology, and orbital defense systems. To Jack's surprise, a low rumble of laughter spread through the chamber. "Is something amusing?" Ambassador Murphy asked, her diplomatic training keeping her voice steady despite her confusion. A tall, blue-skinned alien with 4 arms rose from his seat. His uniform was adorned with so many medals that it caught the light with every movement. "I am High Commander Zixvala of the Taurian Empire," he announced, "and I must say, we find your military presentation quite charming." Jack felt his face flush with heat. "Charming, High Commander?" he asked. "Indeed. You still use kinetic weapons, projectiles, and explosives." Zixvala's upper arms made a dismissive gesture. "The civilized galaxy abandoned such primitive approaches millennia ago. Our energy-based systems make your most advanced weapons look like children's toys." Several council members nodded in agreement, one small, gelatinous being actually vibrated with what appeared to be laughter. Jack wanted to respond, but Ambassador Murphy placed a gentle hand on his arm. This wasn't the time for a confrontation. "We appreciate your assessment, High Commander," Murphy said smoothly. "Earth is still young in galactic terms. We have much to learn." "And much to unlearn," Zixvala replied. "Those ship designs would collapse under the first hit from even our smallest patrol vessels." Sam leaned close to Jack. "They're enjoying this," she whispered, "making us look like fools." The rest of the presentation continued in the same vein. Every human achievement was met with either condescending praise or outright mockery. By the end, Jack's knuckles were white from clenching his fists behind his back. As they left the chamber, Murphy gathered her team in a private room secured against eavesdropping. "Well, that could have gone better," she sighed. "They treated us like backward savages," Jack said. "Like we just discovered fire." Murphy's expression changed, a small smile forming on her lips. "Yes, and that might be the best advantage we could have hoped for." "Advantage?" Sam asked. "They laughed at us." "Precisely," Murphy replied. "They underestimate us. In diplomacy, as in war, being underestimated can be a powerful position. Nothing is more dangerous than an enemy you don't take seriously." Jack considered her words. "So what's our next move?" "We continue as planned. We smile. We nod. We act appropriately humbled. Meanwhile, General Collins will want to know everything about their technology, especially those energy shields they're so proud of." Murphy looked each team member in the eye. "Let them mock our primitive weapons. Their overconfidence will be their downfall if conflict ever comes. For now, we learn everything we can, and we keep Earth's true capabilities classified." As they prepared to return to their quarters, Jack couldn't shake the image of Zixvala's smug face. Something told him they would meet again, under very different circumstances. 3 months had passed since the humans' embarrassing introduction to the Galactic Council. Life on Earth continued as normal, with most citizens unaware of how poorly their first diplomatic mission had gone. That peaceful morning changed when the sky lit up with the arrival of 20 massive ships. They appeared suddenly, their hulls gleaming with a blue-purple metal unknown to Earth science. On every screen across the planet, the same face appeared: High Commander Zixvala of the Taurian Empire. People of Earth, his voice boomed through translators. Your planet has been selected for Taurian protection. You will surrender your resource rights and accept our rule. In exchange, we offer you safety and eventual technological advancement under our guidance. You have 24 hours to accept our generous offer. The transmission cut off, leaving panic in its wake. In the underground command center beneath Denver, General Patricia Collins slammed her fist on the table. So much for peaceful relations, she said to the emergency council gathered around her. What do we know about these ships? Intelligence Officer Greg Daniels stepped forward, his face grim. After our return from the council, I dug into reports from other species. The Taurians have a pattern. They find primitive worlds, demand surrender, then strip them of resources. The council looks the other way. Ambassador Murphy nodded. I suspected as much. Their mockery wasn't just arrogance. They were assessing us as targets. President Harris looked at the satellite images of the Taurian ships. Can we fight them? General Collins exchanged glances with her military staff. Sir, after first contact, we accelerated Project Thunderbolt. We're not as helpless as the Taurians believe. But are we ready? The president pressed. No, Collins admitted. We need more time. Ambassador Murphy leaned forward. Then I'll buy us time. Let me respond to Zixvala. I'll make him think we're considering surrender while asking for concessions. Every hour we delay gives our people more time to prepare. The president nodded. Make it happen. While Murphy began diplomatic stalling tactics, Greg Daniels received a secure transmission from one of Earth's stealth satellites. The message confirmed his worst fears. General, he said quietly, showing Collins the data. The Taurians have deployed smaller ships to surround Earth. They're establishing a blockade. Collins studied the formation. They're confident. Look at these gaps in their perimeter. They don't expect us to even try breaking through. She turned to her communications officer. Send the Thunderbolt activation code. All personnel to report immediately. And get me Captain Nelson and Lieutenant Wright from the Council mission. They've seen these aliens up close. Within hours, military bases across Earth buzzed with activity. In a secret facility beneath the Pacific Ocean, Alan Martinez inspected the prototype railgun mounted on Earth's first true battleship. The vessel, hidden from both civilian and alien detection, represented humanity's response to the Taurian threat. Will it penetrate their shields? Asked Dr. Linda Russell, the quantum physicist who had helped design the weapon. In theory. Alan replied, running his hand along the massive barrel. Their energy shields are designed to stop energy weapons, lasers, plasma, the advanced stuff they use. But this fires a solid tungsten rod at 40% the speed of light. No energy to block, just pure kinetic force. Old school, but with new school power. Meanwhile, aboard the Taurian command ship, Zixvala received Ambassador Murphy's response with amusement. The humans asked for more time to consider our terms, he told his officers. They also request details about resource expectations and governance structure. He laughed. They stall for time while plotting some primitive resistance. His second-in-command looked concerned. Should we simply take what we want now? No, Zixvala replied. Let them exhaust themselves with pointless preparations. Their weapons cannot touch our shields. Let them think they have a chance. It makes crushing them more satisfying. Back on Earth, as darkness fell, the lights in every military facility remained on. In shipyards hidden beneath the ocean, and on the dark side of the moon. Humanity prepared for a fight that the Taurians believed was already won. 2 weeks into the standoff, Earth appeared to be a planet preparing for defeat. The public messages from world leaders spoke of peaceful transition and cooperation with galactic neighbors. Each day, Ambassador Murphy met with Taurian representatives, slowly working through the details of Earth's supposed surrender. But deep beneath the surface, a different story unfolded. At the underwater facility designated Deep Harbor, Alan Martinez worked without sleep, making final adjustments to the shield-penetrating railgun. His eyes were red, his hands steady only through sheer determination. "The calculations check out," Dr. Linda Russell said, looking up from her computer. "But we can't test it without revealing our position." Alan nodded. "We'll get only one shot when it matters. It has to work." Across the room, Captain Jack Nelson studied tactical displays with Lieutenant Wright. After witnessing the Taurians' arrogance firsthand of the Council, they had been assigned to the front lines of Earth's defense. "Their blind spot is here," Jack said, pointing to a section of the Taurian formation. "They've positioned their ships to detect energy weapons and missiles. They're not looking for something small and cold." "Like a stealth shuttle?" Sam asked. "Exactly. Commander Peter Jackson is training teams right now for boarding operations." In a zero-gravity chamber on the moon base, Peter Jackson floated alongside 30 Special Forces soldiers. Each wore a new type of combat suit designed for one purpose: fighting inside alien ships. "They believe their shields make them invincible," Peter told his team, "which means they've grown lazy about internal security. Once we're inside, we use these." He held up what looked like an ordinary pistol. Compressed air weapons. No energy signature, no heat, just good old-fashioned metal projectiles. One soldier raised her hand. "Sir, what if they're expecting us?" "Intel says they're not. Their species hasn't fought a boarding action in centuries. They'd forgotten what it's like to face an enemy eye to eye." Meanwhile, in the diplomatic chambers, Diane Ford, Earth's chief negotiator, deliberately leaked misinformation to the Taurians. "As you can see," she explained to the Taurian diplomat, while accidentally leaving her tablet visible, "we're preparing civilian evacuation procedures for these regions." The tablet showed activity at several military bases that were actually being emptied as troops moved to secret launch facilities. The Taurian diplomat, Krell, nodded smugly. "Your cooperation makes this transition easier for everyone. High Commander Zix Spala will be pleased." After he left, Ambassador Murphy approached Diane. "Did he take the bait?" "Completely. They think we're surrendering key military installations ahead of schedule. What they don't know is we've moved everything important to the backup sites." Aboard the Taurian flagship, Zix Spala reviewed the latest intelligence with satisfaction. "The humans continue to negotiate while secretly moving their military assets," he told his officers. "Our sensors detect increased activity on their moon, but nothing threatening." His head of security, Vrax, looked troubled. "Commander, something feels wrong. No species surrenders this easily." Zix Spala laughed. "You give them too much credit. Their primitive minds cannot conceive of our technological superiority. Their weapons are toys compared to ours." "But sir," "Enough. Continue monitoring, but don't waste resources chasing phantoms. Their kinetic weapons cannot harm our shields. That is scientific fact." Back on Earth, in the President's secure bunker, General Collins presented the final attack plan. "Operation Thunderclap is ready, Mr. President. We can launch in 12 hours. The President looked at the assembled military leadership. "The Taurians believe we're preparing to surrender. Every day they grow more complacent. Is this our best chance?" General Collins nodded. "Yes, sir. Our intelligence shows they've actually reduced their alert status. They think we're beaten before the first shot is fired." "And our first shot?" the President asked. Captain Nelson stepped forward. "It will change everything, sir." The President took a deep breath and made human history with 5 words: Operation Thunderclap is now active. Throughout hidden bases on Earth, the Moon, and even floating in the asteroid belt, humans prepared for war. Not with fear, but with quiet determination. After all, humanity had one critical advantage. The enemy thought victory was already theirs. Dawn broke over Earth as Operation Thunderclap began. From the outside, nothing seemed unusual. The Torian ships maintained their blockade, their sensors sweeping space with steady predictability. Aboard the diplomatic vessel Unity *, pilot Kate Mitchell ran through her final checklist. The small ship looked unarmed and defenseless, perfect for its cover story. Diplomatic vessel Unity * to Torian command, Kate transmitted. Requesting permission to dock with your flagship. Ambassador Murphy has our signed surrender documents for High Commander Zixpala. There was a pause before the reply came. Permission granted, Unity *. Follow the designated approach vector. Kate smiled grimly. Acknowledged. Beginning approach. In the ship's cargo hold, hidden beneath false panels, sat the prototype of Project Thunderbolt, a compact tungsten rod accelerator designed by Martinez and Russell. It was far smaller than the main version being installed on Earth's battleships, but it served a critical purpose. The Unity * glided toward the massive Torian flagship, its engines running clean and its profile non-threatening. Torian scan beams washed over it repeatedly. "They're scanning us again," Kate reported through her secure channel. General Collins' voice came through her earpiece. "Expected. Their scans are calibrated for energy weapons. Stay calm." As the Unity * neared the flagship's docking bay, Kate's hand hovered over a covered switch. "Preparing for Phase 1. Proceed," came Collins' terse reply. The Unity * suddenly changed course, moving above the Torian flagship instead of toward its docking bay. Alarms blared across the Torian communications channels. "Human vessel, return to your assigned approach vector immediately," demanded the Torian controller. "Now," Kate whispered, flipping the switch. The bottom of the Unity * opened, revealing the compact railgun. With a silent electromagnetic pulse, it fired a single tungsten rod, 3 feet long and 6 inches wide. At a velocity approaching half the speed of light, the rod struck the Torian flagship's shields and did what the aliens had deemed impossible. It passed through them completely, the kinetic energy too massive and focused for their energy barriers to stop. The rod punched through the ship's command deck like a needle through cloth. For a moment, nothing happened. Then chaos erupted. "Direct hit on their command center," Kate reported, banking the Unity * away at maximum acceleration. Thunderbolt successful. Aboard the Torian flagship, Zixpala stared in disbelief at the destruction around him. The bridge was in ruins, several officers dead, warning klaxons blaring. "Impossible," he muttered, blood seeping from a cut on his face. "How did they penetrate our shields?" His second-in-command stumbled to his side. "Sir, we're detecting multiple launches from Earth's moon. And wait, from the asteroid belt." Hidden in the shadow of Earth's moon, the battleship Valor powered up its engines. Admiral Henry Wilson stood on the bridge, watching as his fleet of 40 ships, built in secret over the past 3 months, moved into attack formation. "All ships, this is Admiral Wilson. The first shot has been fired. The Torians are in disarray. Execute attack plan Delta. Remember, aim for their engines and weapon ports. Their shields can't stop our kinetic weapons." The human fleet accelerated toward the Torian blockade. Each ship was equipped with multiple railguns, designed to fire projectiles at speeds that made them unstoppable by energy shields. On Earth, in the command center, General Collins watched the tactical display as blue dots representing human ships moved toward the red cluster of Torian vessels. "The Valor reports ready, General," her aide said. Collins nodded. "Tell Admiral Wilson he is cleared to engage." The first volley from the human fleet cut through space, hundreds of tungsten rods moving at relativistic speeds. They struck the Taurian ships with devastating effect, punching through shields that had never been designed to stop such weapons. In the Taurian fleet, panic spread as ships reported catastrophic damage. How are they doing this? A Taurian captain demanded. Their weapons are primitive. Zixvala, limping to an emergency command console, realized his fatal error. The humans had never revealed their true capabilities. What they had shown at the council was outdated technology, deliberately presented to mislead. All ships, he ordered, his voice shaking with rage and fear, adjust shields to maximum density and return fire. But it was too late. The first shot had been fired, and with it, the myth of Taurian invincibility had been shattered forever. The battle near Jupiter's orbit turned space into a storm of light and metal. Human ships moved with surprising speed, their hulls covered in a special ablative armor developed by Earth scientists after studying fragments of alien technology. When Taurian energy weapons hit the human ships, the armor boiled away in layers, absorbing and dissipating the energy. It wasn't perfect. Several human vessels suffered damage, but it bought them time to fire their own weapons. Aboard the battleship Valor Admiral Wilson directed the fleet with calm precision. Group 2, focus fire on their left flank. Group 3, prepare for the boarding operation. Lieutenant Kevin Rogers checked his gear one last time. His team of 20 Special Forces soldiers were packed into a stealth shuttle, waiting for launch. Remember, Kevin told his team, their internal security relies on energy scanners. Our weapons are invisible to them. Move fast, stay quiet, and secure the target. The shuttle launched, its surface absorbing radar and light, making it nearly invisible as it approached the Taurian command vessel. Despite the chaos of battle, this mission had a specific goal: capture Taurian military data. On the Taurian flagship, now crippled by multiple rail gun hits, Zixvala shouted orders as systems failed around him. Redirect all power to forward shields. Launch all fighters. His weapons officer looked up with fear. Sir, our fighter shields are useless against their weapons. Then tell them to evade. We cannot lose this battle to primitives. A massive impact rocked the ship. Zixvala was thrown across the emergency command center. When he recovered, alarms were blaring. What was that? He demanded. Unknown object, attached to hull section 7, an officer reported. Scanning now. The officer never finished. The door to the command center exploded inward, and through the smoke came figures in dark armor. Before the Taurians could react, compressed air weapons fired metal darts with deadly accuracy. Kevin led his team through the Taurian ship, following the path they had memorized from intelligence reports. They encountered resistance, but the aliens were disorganized and their weapons, designed for ship-to-ship combat, were often too powerful for internal use. Command center secured, Kevin reported through his comlink. High Commander Zixvala is in custody. Back in Earth orbit, General Collins received the news with grim satisfaction. Tell Lieutenant Rogers to download their entire military database. We need their fleet positions, weapon specifications, everything. The battle continued to rage around Jupiter. Taurian ships, still reeling from the shock of their shield's failure, attempted to regroup. Some began to retreat, jumping to faster-than-light travel when they reached safe distance. The human fleet pressed their advantage. Rail guns continued to fire, targeting engines and weapon systems. When a Taurian ship lost shields, smaller human vessels closed in to disable rather than destroy. In the Valor's medical bay, Security Officer Lisa Campbell approached a captured Taurian commander. Unlike Zixvala, this officer was younger, less arrogant. Why did you attack us? Lisa asked him. The Taurian looked up with 4 eyes that blinked independently. You were designated Category 3, primitive but resource-rich. Standard procedure. And you never considered we might have weapons that could hurt you. The Taurian made a sound like bitter laughter. Our civilization hasn't faced a real military challenge in 500 years. Our scientists stopped innovating. Why improve perfection? Lisa studied him. But your shields stop energy weapons. Surely you knew about kinetic options. Theory only. The energy required to accelerate projectiles to speeds that could penetrate our shields was calculated to be beyond any known civilization's capability. The alien looked away. Clearly, our calculations were wrong. As the battle entered its 6th hour, the outcome became clear. 7 Taurian ships had been destroyed, 12 captured, and the rest had fled. Human losses were significant. 11 ships destroyed and many damaged. But victory was undeniable. Admiral Wilson stood on his bridge, watching Jupiter's swirling clouds as damage reports came in. Send word to Earth. The Battle of Jupiter is won. The Taurian fleet is broken. Behind him, Captain Jack Nelson saluted. They won't be mocking our primitive weapons anymore, sir. Wilson nodded. No, they won't. But this is just the beginning. The galaxy is about to learn just how dangerous we primitives can be. News of the human victory spread through the galaxy faster than light. The Galactic Council called an emergency session, the first in over 30 years. Representatives from 300 species gathered, their usual calm replaced by nervous chatter. The High Chancellor banged his ceremonial staff 3 times. This emergency session will come to order. The chamber quieted as images from the Battle of Jupiter played on the massive screens. Many counselors watched in disbelief as Taurian ships, thought to be invincible, were pierced by human weapons. The humans used kinetic weapons, one counselor whispered. Just metal rods moving very fast. So simple, another replied. Why didn't we think of it? The doors to the chamber opened. Ambassador Elaine Murphy entered, but she was not alone. Behind her walked Captain Jack Nelson and Lieutenant Samantha Wright, both wearing formal uniforms with new battle honors. And behind them came a sight that made the council gasp. High Commander Zix Spala in restraints, escorted by Lieutenant Kevin Rogers. The High Chancellor stared in shock. Ambassador Murphy, what is the meaning of this? Murphy stepped forward. 3 months ago, we came before you as potential members. We were mocked and dismissed. 2 weeks later, the Taurian Empire attacked Earth, demanding our surrender and resources. She gestured to Zix Spala. The High Commander believed our primitive weapons posed no threat. The Battle of Jupiter proved otherwise. Murmurs spread through the chamber. A small, insect-like alien approached Murphy. Is it true? Your kinetic weapons penetrated Taurian shields. Yes, Jack answered. Our rail guns accelerate tungsten rods to near light speed. No energy shield can stop that much mass and momentum. The small alien introduced himself. I am Representative Ksik of the Varine Federation. The Taurians conquered 3 of our worlds last year. Our energy weapons could not penetrate their shields. As was true for my people, said another counselor, a tall being with silvery skin. The Taurians took our home planet decades ago. We believed resistance was impossible. One by one, representatives came forward, each with stories of Taurian aggression, each believing their technology was too weak to fight back. The High Chancellor looked troubled. Why did none of you bring these complaints before the council? A bitter laugh came from the silvery counselor. The Taurians hold 12 seats on this council. Who would listen? Who would help? Murphy stepped forward again. Earth requests full membership in the Galactic Council, not as supplicants, but as equals. And we demand an investigation into Taurian war crimes against other species. The High Chancellor looked around the chamber, seeing the shifting political landscape. The council will need to vote on. With respect, Murphy interrupted. Earth is not asking. If the council cannot protect its members from aggression, then it serves no purpose. The choice is simple. Either reform or become irrelevant. The human boldness shocked the chamber into silence. Meanwhile, in a laboratory connected to the council chamber, an alien scientist named Dr. Vex Mora examined the captured Taurian shield technology and human railgun designs. Fascinating, he said to Sam, who had been assigned as his liaison. Your weapons are elegantly simple, yet devastatingly effective. We didn't have your advanced energy technology, Sam explained, so we improved what we had. That's what we forgot to do, Vexmore replied. The council races stopped innovating centuries ago. We believed energy-based technology was the only path forward. We became stagnant. He pointed to a display showing the molecular structure of the human ship's ablative armor. This is brilliant. You study our energy weapons and developed a specific defense. Sam nodded. We had 3 months to prepare. We used every minute. Back in the council chamber, a vote was underway. The outcome was never in doubt. Earth would become a full member with special authority to help restructure the council's military protocols. As Murphy signed the membership document, Jack leaned close to her. Did you ever imagine this when they were laughing at us? Murphy smiled. Not exactly. But I knew underestimating humans has always been a dangerous mistake. Across the chamber, Zixvala watched with hatred in his eyes as his empire began to crumble before him. The mighty Taurians, undone by weapons they had mocked as primitive. 6 months after the Battle of Jupiter, Earth looked different. Ships from 30 alien worlds filled the skies, bringing technology, knowledge, and new friendships. In return, humanity shared their innovation and determination with grateful species. In New York City, a new building rose, the Galactic Embassy, where Captain Jack Nelson and Lieutenant Samantha Wright received medals from both Earth and Council leaders. For courage in the face of overwhelming odds, the citation read, and for changing the balance of power in the galaxy. After the ceremony, Jack found Sam looking out over the city skyline. The lights of alien ships twinkled among the stars. Hard to believe it's only been 9 months since we first stood before the council, he said. Sam nodded. From being mocked to being honored. Quite a change. Speaking of change, Jack replied, I heard the Taurian Empire lost another 5 systems yesterday. Planets they've controlled for centuries are declaring independence. With our help, Sam added. Every former Taurian subject world wants human railgun technology. Across the solar system, humanity's influence grew. On Mars, alien scientists worked alongside human engineers to build a new class of hybrid ships. On Europa, a joint research facility studied ways to combine different species technologies. In Washington, D.C., Ambassador Murphy met with the President and General Collins in the Oval Office. The reform of the Council is proceeding well, Murphy reported. The Taurians have been stripped of 10 of their 12 seats, and war crime tribunals have begun. The President nodded. And what of Earth's position? Strong and getting stronger. We've signed defense pacts with 27 formerly oppressed worlds. In exchange for our weapons technology, we're gaining access to faster-than-light travel, advanced medicine, and energy systems. General Collins studied a tablet showing the latest fleet deployments. The balance of power has shifted dramatically. The Taurians aren't the only ones who fear us now. 3 other major powers have requested non-aggression treaties. They respect our strength, the President said. They respect our innovation, Murphy corrected. Dr. Vexmore's report to the Council made that clear. Most Council races stopped developing new ideas centuries ago. They just refined what they already had, while humans kept trying new approaches, Collins added. At that moment, across the country in the Nevada desert, Alan Martinez and Dr. Linda Russell stood in a secure facility, watching as workers assembled a massive new weapon. The Mark O Thunderbolt. Alan explained to the alien delegates observing the work. It combines your energy-focusing technology with our kinetic delivery system. Remarkable, said one delegate, a blue-skinned being from a world recently freed from Taurian control. You've achieved in months what we couldn't do in centuries. Linda smiled. That's the human way. We never stop asking, what if? In deep space, Admiral Wilson commanded the Valor on its maiden voyage beyond the solar system. The ship now featured alien enhancements that made it faster and more resilient, while keeping the railgun technology that had proven so effective. "Admiral," his communications officer called, "we're receiving a priority signal from Earth." Wilson reviewed the message, his expression growing serious. "Alert all ships. Set course for the Cygnus sector, maximum speed." His second-in-command looked concerned. "Sir, long-range probes have detected something entering the galaxy from deep space. Something big." The crew fell silent. "Are we looking at another threat?" someone finally asked. Wilson studied the images from the probe. "Unknown. But whatever it is, the Council is looking to Earth to take the lead in the response." He looked around at his crew, humans working alongside aliens who had joined their cause. 6 months ago, we stood alone against the Tauridans. Today, we have allies throughout the galaxy. Whatever's coming, we'll face it together. The Valor accelerated to faster than light speed, its human-designed weapons and alien-enhanced systems working in perfect harmony. In the vastness of space, a new threat approached. But this time, humanity wasn't the underdog. They were the vanguard, respected and feared. The galaxy had learned a valuable lesson: never judge a species by their apparent limitations, and never, ever mock human weapons, especially before the first shot is fired.